Hello everyone, this is Bryant with SFOTsource.com, your premier guide to Six Flags Over Texas. We're back here at Six Flags Over Texas. It is fall time, which means it is time for the Oktoberfest Food Festival. So the Oktoberfest Food Festival is mostly located in like the Old South, Smith Street, France kind of area of the park. They have specialty food offerings, they have decor everywhere. A huge thank you to Six Flags Over Texas. They've actually set us up with a sampler so that we can show you this year's food offerings. Oktoberfest Food Festival runs pretty much with Fright Fest. You can enjoy it on Saturdays and Sundays, and it's a fun time. You've got the authentic food, you've got adult beverages, all kinds of stuff. The other thing we're gonna do this year is actually show you where a lot of the Fright Fest food offerings are. If you watched our preview video for Fright Fest, we actually got to try out a ton of them. So we'll show you where those are located. We might try some more, we'll have to see. But it's gonna be a video full of all kinds of specialty fall foods. So let's head into the park. Stopped off here in Flags Funnel Cakes right by the main entrance to the park because you do have a Fright Fest food offering waiting for there it goes, poison apple funnel cake, powdered sugar funnel cake topped with hot pie filling whipped cream drizzled with black and green cream cheese icing for $16.49. I think we're gonna skip out on that. That's a lot of sugar. Here at Granny's Grill, just at the entrance of Bugs Bunny Boomtown, you have another Fright Fest food offering. It's the dirt fries. Funnel cake fries with powdered sugar, Oreo dust drizzled with chocolate pudding and gummy bugs. It's a snack on the dining plan, or $10.99. We have hopped off into All American Cafe, which is one of the park's primary dining locations, because they actually have the hot honey chicken sandwich, which is crispy fried chicken breast. Got the American cheese, lettuce, tomato, pickles, all kinds of stuff. $18.99 for that, or a meal on the dining plan. All right, folks, we're gonna try some of this food. We've got the hot honey chicken, which has a really thick piece of fried chicken on it. I don't think I've ever seen this. Yeah, you can see how big that thing is. Wow. It's not too bad. There's like some pretty good flavors going on there. It does have like some bacon on it, which is pretty cool. It's not particularly hot, but I think, you know, when you're having to make food for a huge array of people, you're not gonna do that. But I like it, it's pretty good. Now here, just to the right of Six Flags Universe, you've got your entrance into the France section, which is also one of your main entrances into the Oktoberfest Food Festival area. So we're gonna head down this way, show you all the festivities. Crossed out of France into the Old South section, and that's where things really start to pick up. You'll have all kinds of decorations, games. You've got like a brews cart over there, and looks like we have a character out here right now. Looks like they're about to do something, so we're gonna have to head over to the stage and check it out. Looks like we just missed it, but they do a Stein hoisting here up at the stage, and it must happen quick because it is 3:05 and it has ended. But if you want to do some Stein hoisting, make sure you come over here to the stage right in front of La Creperie and meet with one of these characters over here. As we swing around, the first food booth that we run into is Munich Munchies. Before we get too crazy, I just wanted to show you the food sampler options. You can do the normal 6 punch for $40. $50 gets you a mug and a first beer, and $60 gets you 2 mugs and beer plus that food sampler. Looks like this food booth is split into 2 different things. So on this side, you can get the Brewhouse pretzel with beer cheese for $10.99, the Bavarian beef slider for $9.99, loaded pretzel bites for $8.99, or the cinnamon sugar pretzel drizzled with icing for $7.99. Now, you can purchase this outright, or you can use the sampler that we just talked about. The other side of Munich Munchies looks like it has a completely different menu. So you've got the chicken schnitzel on a stick for $9.99, the Kielbasa on a pretzel bun with sauerkraut for $9.99, German meatballs, the Bavarian pretzel with beer cheese for $8.99, pretzel ice cream for $8.99, potato gnocchi with sour cream and chives for $7.99, or the German roasted nuts for $7.99. So tons of options at this one little booth here. From the Munich Munchies booth, we actually ended up with two things. We got the big Bavarian pretzel, which you can see there. You're probably wondering why it's cut in half. We'll talk about that here in a second. And we also got the German meatballs, which the portion was definitely cut down on that this year too. So you only get the two meatballs, and I think this was a $9 food offering. So that's pretty steep for two meatballs. All right, folks, so the reason the pretzel is cut in half is because if you get the pretzel with a sampler, you only get half of it. So this was, I believe, $11. So when you cut it in half, what is that? $5.50. This actually is not a good use of your sampler, but I guess if you buy it full out, you would get the full one. Nonetheless, we're gonna give it a try. This was very good last year. Pulled apart really nicely. So you get the beer cheese with that. Let's give it a try. Pretzel is super delicious. It's very doughy, it's fresh. Cheese has a good flavor. The only thing weird about it, which kind of makes you feel conflicting, is the fact that they cut it in half and you get half of it. Doesn't say that anywhere. I kind of feel like if you're gonna do something that drastic, you should probably list it somewhere. That way people who are buying sampler packages kind of have a good idea of what to expect when they're going to get the food. All right, we're gonna try the meatballs. I'm using a spoon because they did not have any forks at that booth. That crazy clicking noise y'all are hearing, it's a fan. All right, so this comes with like a white wine caper sauce. You get the two. So the meatball is really good. I'm not gonna say that it's anything out of the ordinary. The sauce really adds a lot to it. The only thing about this is it's definitely been in there for a minute because the outside is very, I don't wanna say tough, but it's like a big crunch. But once you get to the inside, it's really good. My only thing is I still feel like it's weird that you only get two. The only upside to that is if you did get a sampler, you've got more room for the rest of the food. But both of these, you know, even though the portions are a little weird, they're both very delicious. Right next to the Munich Munchies booth, you run into another spot to grab some beer. You can see all of the kind of pre-packaged offerings they have there. Feel free to pause. Or if you want something on tap, they do have some basic beers on tap over here off to the side that you can purchase. As we head towards JB's Smokehouse Barbecue, if you swing around from the side of that, this is where the merch booth for Oktoberfest Food Festival is now. And in Six Flags fashion, you gotta have an Oktoberfest themed poop hat. I think this is a couple years too late, but luckily it's here now. So they have a lot of the same shirts that they've had before. You've got your Oktoberfest shirt. I'm on my worst behavior. That's one I like. And I'm not sure if I saw this one last year, but it does definitely look familiar. So all kinds of shirts to buy if you want to go all out for Oktoberfest. And oh, you can even get a beer hat. But I was distracted by the poop hat. You got to get the poop hat, right? If you're going to get something, definitely. And here at JB Smokehouse Barbecue, they do have one Oktoberfest food offering, which is the schnitzel sandwich with German potato salad for $9.99. That's that handmade crispy chicken schnitzel served on a warm pretzel roll with a side of German potato salad. Next up on our food adventure is the chicken schnitzel sandwich with the potato salad, and this is what they are serving up at JB's Smokehouse Barbecue. All right, let's try the potato salad first. I would say the potato salad is pretty much how it has been. It's very different. It's got more of like a twang to it, but it's really nice because you've got the whole potatoes with everything. It is something that I wish you could just get on its own, even though this is only $9.99. So it's not super crazy or anything. But yeah, year after year, that's really held up. All right, next up we're gonna try this slider. This is nice and hot. This is on a pretzel bun. Looking pretty good. You get like a half of a chicken breast with it. Got some kind of sauce and lettuce on here. The chicken on this is real nice. Nice and juicy on the inside, crispy on the outside. The sauce helps, the bun is nice and fresh. So far, I think this is probably the best kind of bang for your buck in terms of flavor, in terms of portion. It's a really good sandwich. Just outside of JB's Smokehouse Barbecue, you have JB's Express, which is like this little booth here. And they have a fair share of Oktoberfest food offerings, such as bratwurst in pretzel roll with sauerkraut for $9.99. You get bacon wrapped bratwurst on a pretzel bun with sauerkraut for $9.99. Smoked sausage on a stick with a roll for $8.99. Grilled jalapeno sausage on a pretzel bun for $8.99. Kielbasa on a pretzel roll for $8.99. And then, of course, those are the prices for beer. And probably haven't said this before, but you should be able to get these samplers pretty much anywhere you see the signage. Next up on our food sampling adventure is the bratwurst on a pretzel bun from JB's Express. You can see that does have sauerkraut and mustard on it, and probably by far the friendliest team member we have run into today working at that booth. Very nice. Time for us to try this bratwurst on a pretzel roll. I will say the bratwurst looks like it might have been sitting around for a minute. We'll see what it tastes like. That's not always, a deal breaker, but yeah, even though the bratwurst has probably been sitting around for a while, totally fine. Tastes good. You can taste it through the sauerkraut and the mustard, which is good. Pretzel bun is pretty average, nothing to like write home about, but it's fine. It's not hard or anything. It's in good shape. Yeah, pretty nice sausage, honestly. I mean, the flavor's all there. I will say, as we continue eating, some of this is starting to feel really heavy, and this is one of those things that feels really, really heavy, especially with it being a little bit warmer outside, but it's pretty good. All along the Smith Street thoroughfare, you've got the banners, you've got the bunting on the buildings, they've got corn stalks, and it goes all the way down. It's a fun little vibe over here always, for sure. I do definitely miss the garland that they used to have, but it still looks really nice. We've got a couple more food spots to hit to show you menus here in this Oktoberfest area. We are finishing off our sampler with 2 dessert items from Smith Street Ice Cream Parlor. We've got the Black Forest cake here. This is looking really good. It's a nice, pretty big slice too. And then we also got the German chocolate cake, which is like a chocolate cake with the coconut icing. Also another very big slice. All right, let's try the Black Forest cake first. Get some here. It's real nice. It's, well, now that we've eaten all the heavy food, this has kind of got like a chill to it. So it kind of freshens you back up a little bit from the savory food. Yeah, very, very moist cake. Really nice, really balanced. We're gonna move over to the German chocolate cake here, which is probably gonna be kind of a completely different flavor profile. Yeah, definitely got the coconut going on there. Another kind of chilled offering, which is nice. Probably a little bit more on the sweeter side than the Black Forest cake. You're definitely not gonna want to eat this if you don't like coconut. There's a lot of coconut, but both of these are really good, and I recommend both of them. I'm a big sweets person though, so yeah, I think it kind of comes down to that. And over here at Primo's Pizzeria, this is our final food stop. You can see here they have the Bratza slice, which is that like the beer brat pizza drizzled with beer cheese for $9.99, or you could get the Bavarian pretzel, which is like a smaller version of the pretzel we had for $8.99. Hopefully when you ask for it, you get the whole one. We have ventured all the way into Boomtown because our next stop is here at Miss Abby's, where they have some Fright Fest faves. You got the Dirt and Worms ice cream sandwich for $9.99. You can get the Mummy Rice Crispy. We're still fighting that thing where the menu just flips over on you. So you can see that first one is $9.99. The second one is $8.49, or both are a snack on the dining plan. Lots of dining plan friendly options. And right next to Miss Abby's, you have Dry Hole Charlie's, which is a primary eating location here in Boomtown. They do have a few things. You can get the dragon's leg, which is a turkey leg soaked in a devil Thai chili sauce for $21.99. The squealer, which is like a pulled pork sandwich for $19.49 or a meal. Or the Franken fries, which has that green sauce, $15.49 or a meal on the dining plan as well. All right, y'all, we're gonna try the squealer next, which is like a pulled pork type of sandwich. I don't really know what's on it. I'm kind of in the dark. Let's see if we can figure out what's on it. Looks like there's like some onion straws, some kind of barbecue sauce, but it doesn't taste like the normal barbecue sauce. Lots of jalapeno. So you had like your hot honey chicken, not very hot. This thing got some kick to it because it's got the jalapenos on there, but it's got a good flavor. All right, next up we've got these fries, which have, looks like cheese, pulled pork, and bacon. The lighting is very spooky in here, and it kind of messes with what I think this might be versus what it actually is. So there's like some kind of hot honey sauce on these too. It's just your standard like Six Flags fries, nothing crazy there. But you have that like honey sauce on there, and it's really good. And right here near the entrance to Roaring Rapids is the Red River funnel cake stand, and here's where you can get the candy corn funnel cake for $16.49. Powdered sugar funnel cake drizzled with orange, yellow, and white icing, topped with whipped cream, candy corn, and candy corn syrup. All right, so I think there's two types of people. You either like candy corn or you despise candy corn. There's no in between. But you've got this candy corn funnel cake, and I am one of the people who doesn't mind candy corn. It's a I really like this size of funnel cake. Can we like get these to purchase in the park? This is awesome because you don't feel so guilty about eating like a whole funnel cake, you know? It's very light and fluffy. It's a nice funnel cake. And I wasn't sure you were gonna taste the candy corn, but you definitely taste the candy corn. And I think some of the drizzle frosting on there is candy corn flavored. So if you don't like candy corn, you might not want to get this. And we made our way into the Texas section, and here at the Texas Taco Bar is where you can get some more food offerings with the Flame and Elote and the Spooky Sopapilla. As you can see, I'm throwing a screenshot in there. It's another very busy dining location, just trying to kind of stay out of people's way, but two really good options there. Also here in the Texas section, you have E.G. Sugar Waters, and they have the pumpkin spice churro, fresh baked churro rolled in pumpkin spice sugar, topped with whipped cream, vanilla icing, and pumpkin sauce drizzle for $7.99, or a snack on the dining plan. All right, next up, try the churro. Definitely pumpkin of some sort, pumpkin spice churro. It's like your standard Six Flags theme park churro, but it's got like just like a kick of, not even a kick, like a little hint of the pumpkin, which I think is incorporated with like the cinnamon sugar on top. It's nice though, it's different. Here at Rancho de Pollo, you have a couple Fright Fest faves, as they're calling them. You got the Demon Claws, chicken tenders tossed in ghost pepper sauce, served with fries, $17.49, or the Hotzarella sticks, pepper jack cheese sticks fried and tossed in flaming hot Cheetos, served with red pepper marinara for $8.99, and both of those are on the dining plan. And here in the Mexico section, here at La Cantina next to Tostitos Cantina, they do have a Fright Fest food offering, which is, we gotta wait for it to flip, there it goes, cheesecake nachos. So cinnamon chips topped with pink and purple cheesecake drizzles, diced strawberries, toasted graham cracker crumbles. Wow, I'm trying to get it to come back. They make you wait through a ton of screens to see some of this stuff. All right, should be the next one. There we go, $10.99, or a snack on the dining plan. So pretty good deal there. All right, so one of the more interesting things are these like dessert cheesecake nachos. Oh no, I broke it. But it's got very fun decorations. It's got strawberries on there, frosting. You got like your little Day of the Dead. So you've probably noticed you can get this over in the Mexico section. So it's basically like a sopapilla chip. The drizzle on top is cheesecake flavored. And then you've got the strawberries. Good strawberries too. So I think this is one of the dishes, you've got to get it fresh. It's really good, all the flavors there. The chips are a little, a little bit on the older side, but that's okay. We're at an event where they're having a mass make stuff and lay it out, but I can tell where they were going with this, and I really like this. This is probably, I would say, besides like the candy corn funnel cake, this is probably the most unique thing here, and I would say the hot chicken sandwich is definitely a step above what you would normally get in terms of a sandwich here at the park. So highly recommend you try those. So our final food stop to point out is right here near the entrance to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And it's like a last chance barbecue kind of recreation themed to it. You can see they've got a few different things. Throw it in the pit for $19.99, sliced sausage, smoked brisket, pulled pork topped with barbecue sauce. And they've got the pick your victim choice of meat on a toasted brioche bun. And those are your options to pick from right there. Then of course you can get some cocktails and some other drinks here as well. All right, everyone, that does it for this look at the Oktoberfest Food Festival and all of the specialty Fright Fest foods you can get around the park. Once again, huge thank you to Six Flags Over Texas for giving us a sampler so that we could actually try all the food for you and give you an idea of what it's like. All the food is still really delicious, and even with the portions being kind of different than they were last year, it's still a really good deal. If you're going to use all 6 punches, $40, you factor that into the individual prices, it is a good deal, and I am stuffed. So you could easily, I do have someone with me who I'm kind of sharing the food with. You could easily split that sampler between 2 people, share the food, and have a pretty robust meal throughout the day for yourself. Of course, on top of all of the Oktoberfest foods, you have all the Fright Fest foods. There's like dozens of things to eat specialty food wise out here, and a lot of it outside of the Oktoberfest area is on the dining plan, so it's a good deal all around. Of course, you can use your past discounts on that food. Also check out our website, sfotsource.com. That is where we have guides for all the events, past reviews, photos of things, all of that. We thank you all for watching. Take care, and we'll see you at a theme park.